Hello, and welcome to Unleash the Dog Trainer Within. I am Joseph Falcone, and I am your host. First, let me know if you can see my shirt, because I can't. There's a screen that shows me when everybody puts in their names and all that, when you talk to me on there and see you send thumbs up and all that, and it blocks the shirt. So let me know, can you see the logo on the shirt? Should look like that, but on a shirt. So let me know where you are. If anybody wants to say hello, of course I'll acknowledge you. Let me know where. Oh, there's some thumbs up. Let me know your name and where you are. I'll say hello to you. And if you could let me know if you can see the logo on the shirt, I would appreciate it. So first I want to say thank you to Wolf Driver for the opportunity to put this show on and talk to everybody out there. Please, everybody, share Wolf Driver with everyone you know, not just my show, all the shows. Okay, so today I'm going to start with a caution to dog owners about chicken jerky products. Apparently, there's a continuing problem with illnesses in dogs and the consumption of chicken jerky products that are imported from China. The problem started in 2007, but it's not getting any better. It's actually worsening. So they recommend, please do not feed your dogs chicken jerky out of China. Okay, so I'm going to start with that. Now, usually I've decided I like to start my show with a video, and most of you seem to enjoy that as well. So, let me set up a video here for you real quick. I think you will like this. What I especially want you to notice, would like you to notice in this video, the tricks are good. But it's the synchronicity that's important here. How the dog is paying great attention and is totally synchronized with its trainer. All right, let me pick this up.
Press the judges. This tape will self-destruct in 2 seconds.
Oh. Thank you, Rebecca. Okay, thank you, Rebecca, Sue, for letting me know that was a little too loud. I'll bear that in mind in the future. And Rebecca Sue, since you commented, can you see the logo on my shirt? The whole logo? If you'd let me know, I'd appreciate it. Okay, so I'll keep in mind the loudness of the videos in the future. All right, so this, like I said, it was the synchronicity. The tricks were good, but they weren't super. But the synchronicity between that trainer and that dog was amazing. That dog was in step, in tune. I've seen other videos with the two of them. That's the way it should be. The dog is fully following. No. Dana Smith, hello and thank you. So you're saying you can't see the shirt? You can't see the logo? Okay. Huh. I'll have to change the angle of the camera then. Don't know if I can do it today. Well, I can do that. I can hold it. No, I can't actually, because I need my hands. I may have to figure out a way to put the camera further away from me. Thank you, Dana Smith. Let's see if I can. Oh, if I could keep it like this, that would work. Yes, this really is live. This is how you know it's live. Stuff like this comes up and happens. Yes, LOL is correct. Let's see if I put this back. Oh, there we go. How's that? I'm in the frame, and so is Wolf Driver. Thank you, Dawn. All right, so back to our show today. So, one thing I'm going to show. Okay, usually I'm only going to show 2 clips. One in the beginning, one either in the middle or at the end. Thank you, Dana. Just for some brevity. But there's a couple extra clips I want to show you today. One concerns a product. No, it's not. I'm not being paid to promote the product. All right, I think it's really interesting, and I think those of you watching might like to check it out. All right, I will not be if I show you products on this show, I'm not being paid for it. It's because I think they're interesting. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is upcoming, the 2016 American Humane Association Hero Dog Awards. I don't know how many of you know about this, but there is a yearly Hero Dog Award. It recognizes heroes on both ends of the leash. 8 lucky finalists and their human companions will be flown to Hollywood for a star-studded gala, and it'll be broadcast nationwide on the Hallmark Channel. Out of all the courageous dogs, only one will be awarded the grand prize. So let me take you to that now. Here we go. Here is the nominees for Hero Dog of the Year. Kabuk, Search and Rescue Dog. Hooch, who is an emerging hero dog with Pets for Patriots. Hooch is a French Mastiff with badly cropped ears, broken tail, no tongue, and the brightest spirit you'll ever encounter. His owner was alerted about him by a shelter in Bakersfield, took him in, and took care of him, and they're doing their thing. Go back to Kabuk for a minute. To the rescue. Everyone began the urgency knowing they were looking for a 77-year-old woman with diabetes and dementia, and apparently Kabuk found her. Mango, who is a therapy dog. She's 4 years old, a paralyzed rescue that was homeless, hit by a car, scheduled for euthanasia, pulled by a rescue to be given a second chance. And now she's a therapy dog. And we're going to talk more about therapy dogs and how dogs benefit us later in the show. Guide hearing dog. This one is Hook. Hook is a hearing dog, 12-pound, 10-year-old, and goes everywhere with his owner. Apparently, he warned his owner about a train coming that the owner could not hear. That's why he's up for the nomination. All right, let's go to. There's 8 nominees. Leica, who's a military dog. The team was assaulting an enemy compound in an Afghan village. Direct rifle fire from the compound. Once she got inside, I guess, the building, she engaged enemy combatant while taking 4 direct rounds. Okay, let's go over to Gander. He is a service dog. Gander was saved from a Colorado high-kill shelter and was rescued by a women's prison program. This is something I want to talk about on a future show. Dogs in prison. They are doing amazing things, working with prisoners, helping to rehabilitate them. But I'm going to save that for another show. So he got obedience training and then was trained by Freedom Service Dogs in Englewood, California. Canine Edo, law enforcement dog. He went in the pursuit of two suspects wanted for robbery and murder. Suspect 2 exited, carjacked, shot 2 occupants of a vehicle, crashed, ran into a house. Apparently, K9 was sent in, and K9 was a big part of catching them. Judge, who's an arson dog. Now, this is something I had come across before. I'll have to add this to my list of what dogs do for us. The Allentown Fire Department or arson K9 judge is a 7-year-old Labrador Retriever who has been in service since 2011. Thank you for the thumbs up and the hearts. So, judge helps figure out why a building went up, if it was arson or not arson. And these are your 8 nominees for this year's 2016 Hero Dog Awards. Okay. So make sure you catch that. All right, let me put that down. Come back over. Well, let me leave this up for a minute. Let me give you a way. Let me point this out. My website is unleashthedogtrainerwithin.com, and you can email me directly with any questions. Joseph at unleashthedogtrainerwithin.com. Joseph at unleashthedogtrainerwithin.com. And I will answer anything that you write to me about on the show. I'll coordinate with you. Make sure that you're watching the show the day that we discuss it. Connie Floyd Walters, hello, thank you. Military men, women, and their dogs. Officers of the law, yes. Hard to pick, yes, Dawn. I would say it would be hard to pick between those choices. All right, I'm going to bring me back into the frame. Here I am. Okay. Put that down. All right, so a couple of things I wanted to talk about on today's show. And since we spoke about the hero dogs, let's start there in a sense. What it is that dogs do for us. The benefits of having dogs. First off, this is a shorty. I'm sure you know dog owners are more physically fit than non-dog owners. Our dogs keep us active and busy. Pet parents tend to be extroverts, or if they're not, they become extroverts. It's just natural. Dogs are pack animals, and they help bring us together with our brothers and sisters in the world. Thank you for the hearts. People with pets are more active in their communities. Yes, Dana, I agree. And people more active in the community makes for a better community. And dog parents make friends worldwide. Now, things that dogs do for us. So we know police dogs, we know about guard dogs. Generally in the same vein, one being working with official law enforcement, one not. But we know what those are, so I'm not going into too much detail there. Rescue and search. Okay, so rescue and search dogs assist people in distress and locate missing people and so much more. But then there's more. Human remains detection dogs. They help find the bodies of people who need to be found out there. Obviously, we know about hunting dogs, of great benefit to us, help us out. Sled dogs, though, most of us know about them, but we don't think much about what a service that is. That's not just a sport. In certain areas, you want to get from point A to point B with your supplies, you need a sled dog. Nothing else is going to work. Now, other ways dogs take care of us and service us, guide dogs for the blind. Mobility assistance dogs. These, I'm not going too much into guide dogs for the blind because it's pretty self-explanatory and I think most of us know about them. Mobility assistance dogs. These dogs have received special training to help people with disability or people who have injuries and are confined to wheelchairs, crutches, or walkers. They will retrieve a cell phone, cordless phones, open doors, and help with a variety of tasks for daily living. Diabetes assistance dogs. These dogs are trained to assist people with diabetes. They can smell when the person is low on sugar and trained to alert. Hearing assistance dogs, which we talked about a moment ago in the hero dogs. Dogs that are trained to work with the deaf. to help let them know when's the phone ringing, is danger coming, is somebody calling out to them from behind, if the smoke alarm goes off, things like that. Seizure assistance dogs. Dogs can tell if someone's about to have a seizure, and they can warn them, and then they're trained to stay by their side and comfort them until help comes. They're also trained to fetch an emergency phone or go find someone to help. And then there's therapy dogs. Therapy dogs that help with mental health assistance and or autism. Of course, we understand autism and mental health, different issues. Therapy dogs are gentle, calm companions, and they help a great deal. They may just sit or lie quietly by somebody, help keep them calm. They work with older people, younger people, young people with emotional difficulties, older people. Autistic children work so much better with animals often than with people. And they help with acute anxiety disorder, panic disorder, PTSD, OCD, general anxiety, mood disorder, Asperger's, and many of the autism spectrum disorders. So these are just a few of the things that dogs do for us. And I see how it says the connection is weak. I have a device coming that's going to boost my connection. So please bear with me until then. If it's not here by the Wednesday show, it will be here for next Monday's show. And I'll have a much better connection as I understand it. So I was going to say, so even those of us who don't have a disability, a problem, or an issue, our dogs are amazing to us. They help. People who have dogs live longer. Well, pets. But in this case, it's about dogs. So we tend to live longer. They help us keep our blood pressure down. They help keep us exercised. I can't imagine not living with dogs. Okay. Oh, quick. I wanted to ask if you guys like the longer or shorter formats. We did an hour show recently. If you like that, just write to me. Write it, Joseph at Unleash the Dog Trainer Within. Are you interested in me keeping this to 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or an hour like I did recently? And I will be bringing guests on, expert guests on the show. I'm also thinking of maybe having a news part of the show. You know, dogs in the news. Let me know what you think of that. After all, this show is for you. So I want it to be something that you enjoy. Okay, so next thing I wanted to talk about was dog introductions. Dogs to dogs, dogs to strangers and or friends, dogs to children. So let's start with dogs to children. I'm sure we all know children shouldn't run up on the dog. In this case, it's more about teaching the child than the dog. Dogs should approach calmly, not scared, but not full of rambunctiousness, because if they put the dog into an excited state, especially if it's a medium, the big dog, accidents happen. Child get knocked down, dog doesn't realize its own strength. Calm, gentle petting. Let the dog sniff the hand first. And this, of course, goes for adults too, especially fearful. Some people are just fearful of dogs. A fearful person should never be forced to meet the dog. If they want to try, let it happen gently. So, if a person is fearful of dogs, they want me to work with them and help them get over that fear, I'll have them sitting in a chair somewhere in their home or mine, and I'll bring the dog in after they're already seated. And I want them to ignore the dog in the beginning. Don't try to make a connection right away. I'll keep the dog on a leash because they're fearful, not because of the dog. And I'll sit and I'll talk with them from across, from the other side of the room. Then I'll get up, I'll walk around a little bit, get a little closer with the dog. They can always tell me, hey, I'm a little too close. The point is, we gently work it over. We don't just release the dog on someone who's fearful. If and when they're ready for me to take the dog off leash, I will always first get closer to them with the dog on the leash before taking it off. Let the dog sniff them, let them give the dog a couple of pets. Because a fearful person a fearful person, if you make their fear stronger, will put the dog off. I'm not saying they're going to get bit. No, most dogs aren't going to bite them. But the dog is going to be resentful because they're going to feel that feeling that person is having. And the same technique probably is good for older people, who need a calmer approach, a safer approach, who don't want to get, let's say you're introducing a Labrador, a full-grown Labrador, to your grandfather. You might want to do that in a more gentle form. Okay, so introducing a dog to another dog, like people, they're diverse in terms of their breed qualities as well as their individual traits and temperaments. So if you know both, so the owners of two dogs should, as they might approach each other, speak a little bit. Hi, how are you? Even maybe stop and keep a distance between the dogs for maybe 6-7 feet and talk to each other. Let each other not converse, but also let each other know about their dogs a little bit. So if the one person says, well, my dog's a little more timid, you handle that one way. If both dogs are very playful and rambunctious, you handle that a little bit differently. If one dog tends to be wary of other dogs, maybe they've had a bad experience, you handle that a little bit differently. Okay, so some general rules of thumb. Always, if you can, introduce dogs on neutral ground. So let's say someone's coming to your house. You don't have the dog park, because dog park is neutral ground. Someone's coming to your house, and they have a dog who has not met your dog yet. Meet them outside, not in front of your house. Meet them across the street. Let the dogs sniff each other a little bit. If the dogs are good, walk side by side with each other before going to the house, before going to the property, the territory of the home dog. Watch their body language. If you see a lip come up, that doesn't mean necessarily this is going to be a fight. Just like you and I warn each other, dogs do too. There might be a little growl, a little showing of teeth. Not always an indicator of a fight, but do keep an eye. That's usually saying, hey, back away a little bit. I need a little space. If that's ignored, then it could escalate. Stiff body. Tail drooping means one dog is fearful, as I'm sure most of you know. That's something to keep an eye for, and don't force, of course, on a fearful dog. Okay, nose to nose. Keep a very close eye if they're nose to nose. It's better if they're pawing at each other. That's much more friendly, much more playful. Nose to nose can sometimes lead to misunderstandings depending on the dog. Not saying don't let them, but keep a close eye, be ready. Keep the leashes on until you know that these dogs have made some level of connection. Be it acquaintances or they're really tight with each other, either way. But don't be fearful yourself. If you're fearful, then that could trigger them. Treat it just like you would two children meeting. Within your own self, treat it like two children meeting. You wouldn't be terribly worried or scared when two children meet each other. Same deal. That's basically the best way to work with your dog. Like it's a 7 to 8, 9-year-old. Use that same set of emotions, that same set of mental ability. Okay, the connection just dropped out. I'm sorry about that. Like I said, I've got a device coming that's going to boost my connection. Okay, let me see what. Oh, and I will say again, I'm not big on food treats, especially in training and introductions. You better with your praise and affection. You always have that available to you. Next week, I think I'm going to have somebody on who does home pet sitting to talk about the value and differences of pet sitting versus boarding. So I hope that you're interested in that. Okay, so on my end, I'm showing that the signal is disrupting. I don't know if you can still hear me or see me. All right. Well, it's 6:25. I usually go at least 30 minutes, but it keeps coming up that the connection is poor. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the night. Oh, cool. Excellent. Thank you. I believe Wolf Driver is Bill. Thank you, Bill. Okay. So I'm glad the connection is still good. At least it's on Bill's end, but it keeps warning me over here. Please let me know if there's any topics you want me to cover. I have said I am preparing shows for the future. Today, tomorrow, next day, I've been preparing shows. They're going to be very dynamic. Also, do you want to know about new pet products? Again, I won't be being paid to show these. Oh, that's what. Thank you. I reminded myself I wanted to show you something. Okay, we're going to go a little over the half hour after all. All right. Hold on. I almost forgot. I was being a little distracted by the warnings on my end about the connection here. Check out this. Now, hold on, let me start it over again. I'm going to show you someone saving a dog, and then I'm going to show you a really interesting new dog product. They're risking their lives to save this dog that apparently accidentally got out there. And let me tell you, I've been on ground like that. I haven't done this, but I can tell you right now, I bet you that's extremely slippery where he's standing. I mean, I'm just getting the shivers watching this. I wouldn't be showing it to you if there was a bad result at the end, so just so you know. So you don't have to be scared. The first time I watched it, I gotta tell you, my legs were shaking watching this. But it works, it turns out to be okay, so don't worry. I wouldn't show you something with a bad ending. It's amazing. You know, we often treat our pets, and we should treat them with great love, care, and respect, but we don't always treat each other this well. And we should. Oh, Wolf Diddy, that's who's, okay, thank you, Wolf Diddy. And yeah, and everybody, catch Wolf Diddy's show. Okay, then the next thing I want to show you, I'm going to keep it here. I saw this product and I thought this might be interesting to people. Again, this is not a paid thing to me. I think I might want one. Now that's the best part. Your dog can call you. How cool is that? You can train your dog to call you. Okay. Wolf Diddy is on at 7:45 tonight. If you watch Wolf Diddy, it's great, and watch all the shows at Wolf Driver. Okay, the connection broke away, it said, for a minute there. Okay, well, I thank everyone for the thumbs up. I thank you for the hearts. I thank everyone who's watching. Like I said, I'm setting up 6 shows in advance. They're going to be very dynamic, packed with tons of information, as much new stuff as I can possibly come up with. Let me know if you like me showing you new products for dogs. If you want me to include something like that as part of the show. All right, thank you, everybody. I had a great time talking to you. I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. I will be here at 6 o'clock on Wednesday. Have a great night. Bye-bye.